Miami City goalkeeper Curly Tew stands at just 5'5". Now look for Senegal perhaps to pressure the 24-year-old in this one. They'll play in a 4-4-2 and look for the experience of Monde captaining the team from midfield, and her age group football features plenty of goals. As we now prepare for a moment of silence.
Turkey and Syria. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims, those who have been injured and those who have lost their homes in these tragedies. In order to show our solidarity with the people of Aotearoa, New Zealand, Turkey and Syria, who continue to demonstrate remarkable resilience, we kindly ask for everyone who is able to stand to observe a moment's silence.
A moment shared in solidarity and support for those around the world, the loss of life and those impacted by recent natural disasters, in particular in Turkey, Syria, and of course here in New Zealand. Well, this will be fascinating to see which of these two teams settles first. Haiti, despite being the younger of the two teams, arguably the more experienced at this level. They're used to playing against the likes of the USA, Canada. They had a very good win over Mexico in their recent CONCACAF Women's Championships. Senegal, as mentioned, their first time out of the African continent. It is they who get us underway in this FIFA Women's World Cup playoff match. The winner to play Chile, and the winner of that match will ultimately earn a place at the World Cup finals. Just unable to control. That was Hadi Balde with the early run. Covered pretty comfortably, though, by Tabitha Joseph. Throw goes the way of Haiti, despite some calls of consternation from Senegal. Their head coach, Sirene Cissé. This a moment that the respective coaches have been preparing for some time. You can imagine the tactical work. Goodness me, that is one heck of a throw. We'll keep an eye on that through the match. Real attacking weapon, potentially. Kethna Louis throwing that all of 25, 30 metres. There's Nicolas Delapine, head coach, also coaches Grenoble in the French women's second division. And a number of players in this Haiti squads play for that club side, and many more play in France generally, of course, given that French connection. Dembele with the throw for Senegal. Very quiet start to the match. Just a couple of minutes in, but both teams, in particular Senegal, being afforded plenty of space and time on the ball. Opportunity on the break here now one of these star strikers into the penalty area, and it's a great challenge coming in very late in the piece to deny Borgella. That was a beautifully timed challenge. The 19-year-old showing the threat that she will bring to this match. And the challenge, oh, that had to be timed superbly by Mbayang Sao, and it was. Headed away. The keeper, Sene, wasn't keen to come off her line. But, her defenders did the job, and Foul, the skipper, just wins a throw. As we have another look at this, might be a nervous moments for the Senegal back four if Tenning Sene is going to stay on her line and not try and dominate when a ball is delivered that close to her. Just a pause here, and it's the player that made that initial challenge that gave the corner away, but Mbayang Sao has picked up an injury of some sort and does not look very comfortable. One of the more experienced players for Senegal at 30 years of age. Is signed to play with Olympique Marseille in France. Let's just have another look and see whether perhaps the injury occurred here. Certainly at full stretch. She did regain her feet pretty quickly and help defend the corner, but perhaps just feeling the after effects. But gosh, that had to be so well timed. And she does not look very good at all. Just starting to now put a little more weight through the injured leg, and then asking why she has to leave the field. Well, she does need further attention and assessments, but top of screen, running away pretty comfortably. Senegal need to just defend safely here for a moment or two with 10 players. And there is Sao now returning to the field. Borgella again, and another corner. Offside flag precedes that particular piece of action though, so Senegal can just sigh, a little sigh of relief here and clear their lines. Well, Roselord Borgella will be a constant threat. The 19-year-old plays for Dijon in France. She has 18 goals and 21 internationals and scored 13 in the calendar year last year for Haiti. Louis. Cannons off Louis, and Senegal will be happy to let that go for the goal kick. Mirala Mondazir, the skipper, will be an important leader. She herself just 24 years of age, but she is one of the more experienced players, has a long age group career for Haiti. And Borgella just keeping that one in play, just highlighting the threat that she brings with her pace. Looked for all the world as though that ball was too far in advance of the 19-year-old, but she was able to keep it in, but not to good effect. Coca foul, just imposing her considerable frame. The player on the end of it was Jennifer Limage. Haiti qualifying for this playoff tournament, courtesy of finishing third in Group A at the CONCACAF Women's Championship. Played 3 matches there, losing to the Americans 3-0, beating Mexico 3-0, and then beaten by Jamaica 4-0. And they have an attacking opportunity here from a free kick. Earned by Bachaba Louis. It looks like it'll be taken by Shirley Judy, who is currently without a club. Well, 4 in the wall for a free kick that is very, very wide. That may well leave Senegal light on numbers in the penalty area. Chipped into the near post, and Senegal with that height advantage at least can maybe overcome any numerical disadvantage. But they are just being pinned in their own defensive third here. It's quite the protective wall, isn't it, for a goalkeeper, for a free kick coming in from so wide. She will be a target all day for those balls played out of the back. Chance here now for Senegal on the counter-attack. It's a rare moment in the attacking third, and Korkafall knows just what a good chance that was. Really had every opportunity to pick her spot there, but the captain directed that straight. It's Curly Theus, who was happy to receive it. So from one keeper to the other. May well be the modus operandi for Senegal here this afternoon, to be quite direct and look to see if they can release the pace that they have up front, the height that they have up front, and try and cause Haiti some problems with that direct style of football. Haiti now on the counter. And first challenge perhaps that's caused the greatest concern. And there's immediate concern for now. And a yellow card is shown. So that is very early in the match. And the yellow card for Mama Diop. And well, it did look initially as though Mama Diop was the less guilty of the two Senegalese players, but she gets the yellow card. She was second on the scene and almost appeared to be trying to avoid the collision. The concern here for Haiti is for Kethna Louis, who made that run out of midfield and was brought to a crashing halt. The good news is that she looks okay. 26-year-old, plays her football with Stade de Reims in France. There'll be a lot of club connections between these two squads, with the vast majority of players involved playing for clubs in France. And that's a little bit of an air shot. Good opportunity there for Bachiba Louis. Judy can't keep the ball in play, and she's gone down just off the playing surface. Back to her feet though, so the physical confrontations are starting to build, but neither side, apart from that half chance for Borgella, able to dominate possession and create too many clear-cut chances. Senegal had that opportunity for the skipper from outside the area, but no real pattern emerging just yet in this one. And again, they go very direct to Senegal. And it was Harbi Balde trying to release Jallo, the 17-year-old. No free kick given, and when there was no free kick, there was a very quick return to her feet for Babu. And this has been the dominating factor, perhaps. It's the stop-start nature of the match so far. A lot of whistle, and the referee, I think, now just communicating something to that effect, saying just calm things down. A lot of silly free kicks being given away, and Senegal already having one player in the book. Just have to be very careful. They may well get a corner out of this, or in fact it's kept in play. It was going to go perhaps for a throw, which they now have, Haiti. Dembele going to have her hands full trying to manage Borgella and Dumornay up front for Haiti. Ball just out over the sideline, despite the attention there of Jallo. Just 17 years of age, described as a real X-factor in this team. Helped her club USPA in Senegal win the league and cup double in 2021. Again, another free kick given away by Senegal, and the ball then is flicked away, and they are testing the patience of the referee. It's the captain involved, Korkafal, and she's given away a number of free kicks, and then got herself in the bad books of the officials by just flicking the ball away and not allowing Haiti to get on with the game quickly. And another collision, another Haiti player down. This is right in front of the Senegal bench. And the referee here wants to go and have a word with one of her assistants. There is a card being shown. So a second yellow card, and that looked to be shown to Dembele, was it? We'll get confirmation here. So Senegal frustrated, patience wearing thin, and another yellow card. So inside the first 20 minutes, yellow cards for Dembele and Diop. Again, Sene is not keen to come off her line. Not in any real danger, but that's something we talked about in the pre-match, that maybe Senegal would look to try and exploit the fact that the Haitian keeper, Curly Theus, is just 5'5". So far, it's Senegal who are being put under pressure in their own penalty area. Mondazir unable to control. Well, it's been scrappy. It really has. It's been stop-start. Another free kick given away. Another raising of the arms from Senegal. But at the moment, they are their own worst enemies. Jakate having a word with the referee. The captain comes across now. Cisse from his technical area. Very animated. And the reaction was late. It was a clumsy challenge, but it's the late reaction that perhaps has angered Senegal in that situation. But they have to be very careful. They are really testing the patience of the officials. Haiti now into the area. Borgella, is she onside? Drags it wide. It wouldn't have counted. The flag does go up. But she does look the most likely outlet for Haiti. Onside with that pass, but clearly a metre offside with the final pass. But she is instinctively getting into some good goal-scoring positions. Very good challenge from Balde, and it might set up an opportunity here for Jallo, but just bustled off the ball. Haiti burst away down that left wing side. A little element of panic in the defensive work by Senegal. And again, just guilty there of turning possession over when there was plenty of time to try and find a teammate. Compare that with the initial composure there of Claire Constant. They go direct now into Jallo. And it was Constant there as the last line of defence. And again, we're seeing animation from the coaches. That looks a little more controlled, though, from Delapine, trying to get a message across to his team. And that was the universal sign, wasn't it, for just stay calm, stay composed. That is the universal sign for what's happening. What's going on? In that little snapshot, we saw the two different moods of the respective coaches. Demornay. Turned over. Diallo, chance now for Senegal. Diallo, the 17-year-old, tried to find the pass. What a tackle that was from Demornay. Goodness me, that was last gasp. Constant. One back by Senegal. Balde turned over cheaply. Demornay, who was just involved in a superb piece of defensive work. Senegal going to be a threat on the counter-attack. The question may well be, how accurate can they be in transferring possession up the park? And an indication there that they are trying through Diallo and Diop in particular. But all too often, Senegal have been a little wasteful with possession from their back four, their defensive third. Clearly one of their real strengths is the ability of the likes of Diallo, Diop. Habib Balde has looked to try and get forward and support, and of course we've seen the physical presence of Korkafal. And this might be the first real opportunity now for Senegal to test out Curly Theus. They have height aplenty. Delivered towards the keeper, and no one able to get anywhere near that. They've got to try and drop that into the area between outfield players and goalkeeper. That's a little bit of a waste. Korkafal can't control. Turns 32 tomorrow. The Senegalese skipper, she'd love nothing more than a little early birthday present and to stay alive in this tournament. Made her debut for Senegal back in 2012, so she's been around this national team for a long, long time. Senegal, can they string a few passes together? Eventually out of play, and the flag goes the way of Senegal. Madame Babu was advancing down this left wing side. Now they've turned it over. Welcome to Mornay. Launch on the counter. Well, this surely is another yellow card. And the referee, no choice. No choice. Korkafal perhaps taking one for the team, knowing the threat of the counter-attack, but that is just dragging Demornay down when she was looking to hit full speed. So discipline, a challenge, in the opening 28 minutes for Senegal. Jakarte's taken a tumble. And Senegal win a free kick, and we haven't seen too many of them. Mondazir just turning into her opponent prior to the arrival of the ball. Unchallenged, but Haiti can't clear. Diallo turns it over. Good defensive work from Petit Frere. One of those 19-year-olds. There are many of them. Quite the number of teenagers in this match. I mentioned earlier that Haiti with an average age of 22. But, both Senegal and Haiti have a couple of 19-year-olds in their respective back fours. So big questions being asked of some young players at the top level. And goalkeeper Hughes happy to see that one just over the crossbar. Coming up to the half-hour mark. No goals in this one yet, and really, apart from a couple of little scares, half chances, neither keeper has been truly tested. Tight quarter stuff, and eventually Senegal win the free kick. And the referee has had to use her whistle perhaps a little more often than she would like, and as a consequence she's having to do a little more talking than she might like. Really trying her best to coach these players through the opening half hour of this game. There was no foul there. It was good work, and then drawing the foul, Mama Diop just getting in front of her defender. And again, Senegal can just try and float this into the area. They must just keep it a little further away from the keeper, and they've overcorrected. Louis doing well to win the throw. De Mornay hopeful that that might have a little backspin and stay in play, but not quite the 9-iron that she was hoping to play. It just skipped on. Mama Diop again wins the free kick, and you can hear it through our effects microphones that the players are very quick to alert the referee to these sorts of moments, and it's another yellow card. This, though, will be the first one for Haiti. Well, I hope our Ukrainian referee speaks French. Certainly that will be the predominant language from the players, and there's plenty coming from both sides. So yellow card for Ketna Louis. And just catching the foot there of Mama Diop. So fourth yellow card in the opening 32 minutes. And you might describe most of the challenges as just been niggly. There's nothing dangerous, but it's just developing into somewhat of an annoying pattern, and not allowing the match to develop any real flow. Foul, good strong header. It's needed perhaps just to cushion that for a teammate. Good intervention there from Njai. Serena Cisse is coming through loud and clear. Babu. To be fairly direct and early with the cross, but a deflection took it straight into the hands of Hughes. Mornay misplacing the pass. Good defensive work, just cutting out an attacking threat down that right wing side from Shirley Judy. So Mbayang Sao with the challenge. She looks to have well and truly recovered from that early injury scare. De Mornay floats that one across. This will put the keeper under pressure and flapping at it terribly. Well, that has to be on the half-time chat for Haiti. They have got to put Sene under some pressure in that goal. And it's at the other end of the park, almost given away by Haiti. Goodness me, they are living rather dangerously, but this game already opening right up. There's very little football being played in midfield. And here's a chance now into the penalty area, one-on-one around the keeper. Tight angle, looking for support, finds it off the line. Best chance of the match, and they scramble it away, Senegal. Well, end-to-end stuff, and it's Senegal who are a little lucky to get away with it. The skipper Mondesir just went too wide, and then the shot came in from Judy, which was just cleared off the line. That touch was the heavy one. So perhaps as legs get a little tired and the brain starts to make a few mistakes, this game's suddenly opening up. Again, putting some pressure on the keeper, again struggling. Mondesir swings it back out. Good cross comes in, and this time there's a clean catch for Tening Sene. And I think she's just saying a little quiet thank you. She was named goalkeeper of the tournament at the 2020 West African Zone tournament. But at the moment showing a few nerves under the high ball. Borgella advancing, trying one from distance, perhaps with those nervous touches from Sene top of mind. He's got a few things to work on at half-time, has Serena Cisse. Haiti's turn to go direct. Just keeping it in play, but then unable to control was Mondesir. Again, we've got a player intimating that they may well have been stood on there. There could be a few bruises when the boots are removed at the end of this one. Cut outs, and well cut out by Louis. Turned over quickly though. These two teams just struggling to maintain any real pressure as a result of possession. Lovely turn by Dumornay. What can she launch? Plays it out wide, and that'll just hit out over the goal line harmlessly in the end. But nice build-up play. And the skipper, Nerelia Mondesir, is starting to get very much more involved. That was the lovely little move and the shuffle from Dumornay. Just needed that pass to go a little wider. Free kick given. They try and play quickly, so not taken from the right spots. Senegal can get to the half-time break at 0-0 or better, of course. They'd be the happier of the two camps, I feel. Haiti have had the better of the chances. They are the higher-ranked team. They would perhaps come in as favourites. So the longer this goes without a goal, good cross played in, having to be off her line, and very alert was Curly Hughes. The longer this goes without a change to the scoreline, the more nervy perhaps Haiti might become, and the more Senegal might grow into the match. Senegal sitting very deep and just inviting these attacking passes from Haiti straight to the feet of their strikers. Dumornay, the star of this team. Haiti building pressure, turned over. Diop needs support, and it's very slow in coming. Eventually it is the skipper who provides it, and somehow she emerges from the pack in midfield. Players falling everywhere, and eventually a whistle in favour of Haiti. Players are scattered like ninepins. Eventually, it was Sanya who was bundled over. But somehow, the free kick goes the way of Haiti. So 16 fouls in total. Senegal having committed more than their fair share of them with 10. This game is very, very stretched. Senegal and perhaps Haiti are guilty of it as well, but the distance between the respective centre-backs or defensive lines, it is considerable. Very little effort being made to press up the park and just condense things in midfield. You do sense players are very much aware of the time and the fact that there is just 3 minutes now until the half-time break, and perhaps just hanging on for that break. Diop, no whistle on the play. She stays down, play continues. Haiti, Dumornay has runners, can't find the pass though. And then bundles into the back of a Senegalese player. Nicknamed Corventina is Melchi Dumornay. recognised as the star of this current generation of Haiti players, but so far unable to unlock Senegal. Here she comes again, right wing side. Just tries to measure that pass into the penalty area. This time goes far post and just beyond. So increasingly, Haiti are threatening. And a corner has been given here, but so much of their attacking play is coming through their inspirational number 6. Monde, the skipper, very close to getting a touch. Rule to have come off for Senegal. Dangerous moments here for the African nation. Trying to hold on through to the half-time break. Everybody gathered at the near post. Someone's put the invitation out. Party at the near post. Well, for much of the opening 44 minutes, it has felt like a game that could threaten to boil over. And again, just sensing the tension. Look at that gaggle of players. Sent towards the far post and the opening goal. Well, eventually it came, and it was from set-piece play. Kethna Louis with the header, and the tactic of just crowding that near post area perhaps playing a part. Tening Sene unable to get off her line, and it is Haiti whose dominance of possession has been rewarded. Climbing highest, there were defenders there. Referee just checking. VAR having a look, and the goal is confirmed. So Louis just pointing at the head there as if to say, we just need to stay calm, we need to be sensible, we are the better team, let's stay composed. 6 minutes of time to be added on now after all of the stoppages, a number of injury breaks. Foul. The skipper, what's the response from Senegal? It's a corner of their own, so it's a pretty good riposte from the Africans as we have another look. There were so many players gathered at that near post and just peeling away on the edge of the 6-yard box, and it was a controlled header. Didn't require a lot of power from that close. Oh, they're queuing up for Senegal. Powerful header just going wide. Well, that's the best goal-scoring opportunity, and it fell to Mama Diop. This time, Haiti guilty of not really putting a meaningful challenge onto the Senegalese player, and Diop might feel that she should have done better there. Chance to equalise. Just another reminder as well of the threat that they bring through their physical presence, Senegal. And Nicolas Delapine, I'm sure, would love the comfort of a second goal, if not before the break, then certainly early in the second half. Mondesi has done well. And then just absolutely thrown, ragdolled to the ground. And it's another yellow card, and this one is going to be shown to Habi Balde, and she doesn't want a bar of it. Not helping her cause by just ignoring the referee. Still, finally turns, and the colour she will see front and centre is yellow. I just don't know what complaints Senegal might have in a situation like that. Balde just reaching around the shoulders, around the neck region, and just dragging Mondesir to the ground. Discipline, you feel, is going to be a huge factor in the second half. It has been in the first. 4 yellow cards for Senegal. A little bit towards the far post, and it was that same player, the goal scorer, looming large, Louis. Ketna Louis couldn't make contact on that occasion. The keeper, Tenning Sene, is not taking goal kicks and having to leave it to her outfield players, but even they appear to be struggling at times. Swung into the area. Oh, Diop was looming large again. Senegal, they've won a free kick here, so in the dying moments of the first half, they can again set up and send their tall timber forward. They should just stay composed, no rush. They do have a height advantage. There's Mama Diop, who went close from a corner just moments ago. Korkofal, arguably the tallest, the most imposing, is another threat in the area. 2 in the wall. 4 in the area for Senegal. It's played in superbly. Well defended though. Borgella, it was the striker back there helping out. Senegal still there. Now it comfortably collected. The offside flag is up anyway. Concern being shown here. This may well be Diallo. It is the 17-year-old. So if they can hold it together, Senegal, if Serene Cisse can get them organised at the back, they are clearly a threat from set-piece play and perhaps on the counter. But they do have disciplinary concerns. World Cup final. Haiti get us underway in the second half. No changes at half-time, but you would think for different reasons perhaps there will be changes made in this second half. That's not quite a measured cross, bit of a half shot and a half cross from Habib Balde. Plays with the AS Dakar Sacré-Cœur. First capped by Senegal in 2021. Large number of their squads only recently given an opportunity on the international stage. It's confirming that 4-4-2 formation for Haiti. And no changes to it, albeit we have seen players just interchange a little. Bachaba Louis was named to play down the left side of midfield, but has pretty much operated down the right as we have another stoppage, much as we saw in the first half. An interruption to play early in the second, and frustration from Senegal. Dembele. It's about as calm as Cissé's looked all afternoon. Or challenge here from Sao, and again a yellow card, so that's 5. And of more concern is the fact that Roselord Borgella is lying injured in the background. And not sure that any contact was actually made, but it wasn't for the lack of trying from Imbayang Sao. She certainly brought Borgella down, because Borgella had to avoid what would have been quite serious contact. And perhaps there's an issue here for Borgella, as much in the way that she fell. Some real concern here. And oh, a knee. She's caught her right knee. The studs have caught in the ground here. And there's a real twist. So the first look was accurate in that there wasn't physical contact between the two players. But what appeared on that replay was a twisting of the knee, perhaps on landing. So a lengthy break here, and real concern being shown by Haiti. She is an absolute star, is the 19-year-old, and getting back to her feet, but very, very concerned about putting any weight through that right leg. They'll be desperately hoping that it is just a twist and a scare. That initial twist and feeling of an uncomfortable angle can just be a real frightener, and that's a great sign. That's a great sign that that maybe is all it is. That she just got that right knee tucked up underneath her. The studs got caught in the turf. But they'll be down to 10 here, Haiti, with this attacking set-piece opportunity. De Mornay to deliver. Oh, cleared away, but almost accidentally. Senegal perhaps with a chance on the counter-attack if they can spread this down the left-wing side. Diop, well marshalled, and then possession is snuck away from them. It may well be the last we see of Habi Balde, because I think her number's about to be shown. So the first to go was Jeanette Sania, placed by 19, Benetta Sek, 25-year-old. And we also see the introduction of Kumba Mboji, uncapped. So what a moment to make a first appearance and make a real name for herself. So they just at least removed one player who was at risk from the fray, because Habi Balde Whether that was a factor or not, I don't know, but Habib Balde was one of the players shown a yellow card. And concern here, again, this time for a Senegalese player who just does not look to be too well. It's Mbayang Sao, who just crumpled to the ground. She's involved in the challenge here. Gets up, looks at the right arm. I wonder if she may just have been accidentally stood on here. Just somewhere near the right forearm, the elbow being looked at. All of this, of course, just takes any momentum out of the match. I'm not sure whether it favours either side, to be honest, but certainly just makes it difficult for either to gain any real momentum. So I'm sure the two changes made by this man, Serena Cisse, were thought about and planned during the half-time break. If Senegal are to get anything out of this match, they first must make sure they defend stoutly. Don't allow Haiti the chance to add to their one goal. And then look to see if they can pinch something. They have on occasion looked threatening from set-piece play. They've had the odd counter-attacking opportunity. As Sao heads to the sideline, she was one that played in that repechage match against Tunisia to qualify for this stage of World Cup qualifying. In fact, she scored a penalty in the shootout. So they'll want Mbayang Sao to recover and continue her role in the heart of the Senegal defence. So clearly just got clipped, I think, by a stray boot, and they're just going to strap up that elbow. Meantime, they have to defend down to 10. Floated across. Missed by everyone. Lurking again was Ketna Louis, first half goal scorer. Sent back in. Oh, they're queuing up here, Haiti. They must score, and they do score. The flag stays down. Well, perhaps they've paid the biggest price here, Senegal, for having one of their centre-backs off the park. And while the celebrations continue, I can tell you that VAR are checking. Communication there with the referee. And there is a check underway, but this was slow motion. The ball was played in by De Mornay, and there appeared to be half the Haitian team queuing up. And the goal is given. The goal is given, and the celebrations have a sequel. Well, it was slow motion, wasn't it? And it was tucked away, and the initial reaction was one of, I'm under suspicion for offside. Look at that. Couldn't believe it, the skipper. But the goal is confirmed. There is no offside flag, and Haiti have their second goal. Well, that does change the complexion of this match. In the meantime, Senegal are returned to their full complement of 10, but if they weren't desperate just moments earlier, they are absolutely backs to the wall now at 2-0 down, and it could get worse. Mondesir, the goal scorer, the skipper away, and that surely is going to be offside here. It's missed anyway. The flag goes up, and that's poor attacking lines from the youngster Borgella. She had full line of sight across the park here and just had to stay on side and may well have been gifted a tap-in. Running half a metre in front of Monde, it didn't matter anyway. The chance was squandered. But had she scored, it would have been ruled out. Well, this could very quickly turn against Senegal. At 1-0 down, they could just try and defend and push the match into its final 10 minutes or so and then start to take a few more risks. But goodness me, with the best part of 35 minutes still to play, they could well be exposed and at real risk of conceding a third. Jallo, well marshalled by Claire Constant. And it's a heavy touch from the young striker. It's not been kept in play, so there's opportunities in the attacking third for Senegal. They must be treasured. They are rare gems. And again, the coaching staff of Senegal in deep discussion. I reckon plan A's gone. Plan B perhaps was dismissed a couple of minutes ago, so they're on to about plan C. How do they get back into this match? Sal, she's been in the wars. And they should set up here, take their time, get players forward. And opportunity there for Mama Diop. Left all alone. Well, I thought they should perhaps just allow themselves time, get set up, but it was the right instinctive move to take that quickly. Now, I'm not sure Mama Diop could believe the space and time that she was in. Louis. Well won back though by Babu. And they find some passing through midfield, so they often bypassed it in the first half. Certainly Cisse is just all encouragement. He's a one-man cheer squad at the moment for Senegal. Demornay has been the orchestrator, the conductor, pulling the strings of this Haitian team. A couple of players in the area could not quite get the cross back to them. Mondazir. Borgella looks to have recovered, wins the free kick, but real concern for Roselord Borgella with that injury 5 minutes or so back, but great news, especially with a sudden death match possibly in the next 4 days for Haiti if they hold on. Good news for Borgella that she's recovered. Handy ball played across, a little bit of pushing though in the penalty area. And they've got the free kick, have Senegal, but still they show visible frustration. What a challenge that is. Superb timing there from Tabitha Joseph. Continued her run. Clever use of possession. Demornay challenges flying in. weariness may well be a factor. It is warm, it is humid. Senegal just having to leave themselves light on numbers on occasion at the back. That's the nature of a 2-0 scoreline. More risks must be taken. And perhaps a little more time taken for Haiti now. Well, lovely turn, Borgella. She thinks about the shot on goal off the crossbar. Well, that had Sene stretching, but ultimately, I think she would have been beaten had that just dropped under the bar. Here now comes Senegal. Jallo. Jop in the area, can't find her. Look at how stretched this game is. Acres of space in midfield whenever an attacking opportunity breaks down. Jallo again. Jop. Perhaps one of the first touches for one of the substitutes, Imborji. They go back in order to go forward, and that's wasteful. What a strike this was. The turn initially just showing great strength, and then measuring that, and absolutely Sene was beaten. It just did not dip under the crossbar. 13 goals in the calendar year for Haiti in 2022, Borgella. And that's an indication as to how and why. And away they go again. A chance here, Borgella. Does she look for support from her captain? Does she? She doesn't need it. Borgella, she's been pressing, and now she scored. 3-0. Haiti surely on the way to a sudden death match with Chile. Little that Sene could do. She was left exposed, and she was composed. Took her time. She did have support on this near side here from her skipper. Paused once, twice, and then pulled the trigger. Just rode this challenge. Great strength. The angle perhaps against her, but the little hesitation was enough just to put Sene back on her heels. That delay, just there. And that is a quality finish from the 19-year-old. Senegal's task now is a Herculean one if they are to get back into this match. Borgi loses out. Over the top, oh, this could really open up now. Borgella again. Borgella, great touch, and surely scores. And they are turning this into a rout. They are turning this into a rout, and just off our picture, there is another showing of ill discipline, but let's for the moment stay focused on this young lady. There's been a yellow card given in the aftermath of this, but the strength here again from Borgella, just a touch there and composed with the finish. Clearly onside. And that is quality. She is a very good player. And the card was shown to Walamata Njai. And it is just down to frustration. Rose Lords, Borgella at the double. 2 minutes, 2 goals. And now, surely, Nicolas Delapine may well be thinking about resting players, removing perhaps a couple of his key components from the fray. With that match against Chile in mind in 4 days' time. Well, whatever his instructions at half-time, his team absolutely on point in the second half, and given him a degree of comfort that's at the half-time break he did not have with that 1-0 scoreline. So Haiti also have allowed the Chileans to perhaps head away and start their research, their planning. Funnier things have happened. Can Senegal find a way back into this contest? One thing that is very much still on their side is time. Who knows? One goal can quickly lead to another. So a change for Senegal and for Haiti first, it would appear. So the lady that got things underway is replaced. Her job well and truly done. So a raft of changes being made here. So Rosaline Earl Saints is one to get on the park for Haiti, and a couple of changes now coming up for Senegal. Kamara is on, and so too a player that I thought may well have started this one in Jai, 28-year-old. Here she comes. She was a player of the match in that game against Tunisia that helped earn their qualification to this playoff tournament. She has 20-odd minutes to try and craft a minor miracle here. Last roll of the dice, perhaps, for Senegal. And Delapine making changes of his own. Perhaps, as I mentioned, more with the player welfare in mind, heading into the final 20 minutes of this one. This should be something of a training exercise now for Haiti. They have the match well and truly under control, and the more they can just maintain possession, there's no real reason for them to have to push forward, take any risks, just play very much a possession-focused game of football now. Take the sting out of any possible threat in the final 20 minutes from Senegal. Dembele. First opportunity for Njai, substitute to get involved. Dembele looking for the long throw, but I'm not sure the others are on the same page. There's just the one player to aim for. And ultimately, the ball harmlessly through to Curly Tews, who's had something of an armchair ride. A couple of half opportunities, a couple of minor scares only. Otherwise has been very calm and composed in her work, the Haitian custodian. Cleared away by Joseph. It's a rare moment that we see De Mornay lose a 50-50 battle. Senegal might just increase their share of possession, and as a result maybe an opportunity to press forward a little more as Haiti look to try and take the pace out of the game. It's well won in midfield. Here's a chance now. If they get one, you never know. And that just goes wide. And they do have still the precocious talent of Hafsatou Diallo. The attempts on targets incredibly just 4-3 in favour of Haiti. And of course the scoreline is 4-0, which tells you just how accurate those attempts have been. There's some attention required, is there here? Medical attention. Initially that appeared to be a sign from the referee, but we're going to have some substitutes. So here are some of those changes now. The footballer known as Corventina Melchi de Mornay leaves. Her job well and truly done. And so too the skipper, Mondazir, replaced by Moril and Pierre Jerome for Haiti. A chance for two more players to get some running into the legs now ahead of that match against Chile. Surely they are on the way to that clash. Two of the more impressive performers. They really grew into the match, did Mondazir and De Mornay, and they will clearly be crucial in their chances of ultimate qualification to the World Cup finals. So they are put on ice figuratively and maybe literally. Joseph dribbling out of trouble. Well, they've toiled valiantly, have Senegal, but ultimately perhaps just being found out to be a little inexperienced, a little naive perhaps, if that's not being too harsh at this international level. But you cannot doubt their commitment to the cause. DJ Jakate has assumed the captaincy of this team with the substitution of Korkafal. Oof. Controlled that on her chin. Did the substitutes, Pierre Jerome. Nice creation of space. The cross, though, cleared away at the near post by Claire Constant. And heavy touch will just take a little more time off the clock as far as Haiti's concerned. Well, far the happier of the two sets of supporters, of course. They were favourites coming into this, sitting 29 places higher than Senegal on the FIFA rankings. And they do have that experience that I alluded to earlier, playing in CONCACAF against the likes of the United States, Canada, two of the heavyweights in women's football. And perhaps their players also just that little bit closer to the North American system and perhaps the college program in America. Just bringing that extra little amount of experience prior to even getting to the international stage. That will come with Senegal. There's certainly an emerging force out of Africa. Yet to qualify for any FIFA World Cup finals at age group level or senior level on the women's side of the game. But you do sense that that's not long in coming. And she's one that will be at the forefront over the coming years, 17 years of age. Hapsatou Diallo. Had a few touches Nguena Njai, number 9 for Senegal, since her introduction to the match. I just wonder if perhaps she wasn't fully fit. Or just a tactical decision, a form decision not to have her in the starting lineup. Dembele. Dembele again. This turn and opportunity for Senegal, but as so many of those opportunities, they just peter out a little. Oh, lovely piece of skill. Just evading and very much having to jump clear, hurdle a couple of challenges there. As the substitutes, Elo Saints. Initially, no idea where the ball was, and now being headed into the path of Pierre Jerome. But Louis there was outnumbered and ultimately outmuscled. So inside the final 10 minutes, there will be a reasonable amount of stoppage time, and there's been something said because that yellow card was just shown to Ndiaye. So frustration still. So the number 9 for Senegal is shown a yellow card, and only assume that it's for something that she said. Borgi just clipped and put off balance, so free kick here for Senegal. Can they find a consolation goal? Can they find a little something to delight in the closing stages? Something to grasp for future reference. Jallo. Karte spreads play. Dembele. Haiti pretty quick to close any attacking threat down. Dembele goes very direct and might earn her team a corner. So here's a chance now for Senegal. Absolutely nothing to lose here. Send everyone forward with 7 minutes left in the 90. Not been her day, has it? Described as the X factor in this team. Just hasn't quite had the service, and the half chances that have come her way have been well dealt with for the most part. It's an awkward one, wasn't it? Senegal maintain possession, and they could be at risk here on the counter-attack. Important challenge here had to be made, and got the ball, but appeared also to get plenty of player. Barrage Louis really copped plenty of the defensive tackle. Flicked across, she might score here, Louis. First touch let her down. If she'd been able to control there, she was odds on in a one-on-one situation from very close quarters. Asking plenty. I would suggest asking too much of the substitutes in Borgi. So this was just looped across, and this touch here, just cushion it down, and one touch shoot, but it was just a little heavy and allowed the defence to come across and take possession away. Five minutes of the 90 to play. Women's football in Haiti dates back to the early 1970s. Their first official match was in 1973. Their first official women's football league wasn't founded until 1987, so it is a relatively short history, but it's very much a developing one. And they're right on the doorstep of the American college program. They had those strong connections into Europe with their French heritage, albeit, goodness me, that goes a long way back to 1804 when they did separate and become an independent nation from France. But they do have all the pathways and all the opportunities, it seems, to develop quality young players, and we're starting to see their emergence coming out of CONCACAF. Olasaint on the burst. One touch too many, no. Oh, that is no foul. Goodness me. I was awaiting a whistle. Haiti have played on. Louis been threatening in the last minute or two. Goes to ground, maintains possession, has no support. Now rolls a pass, shooting chance, batted away, and then just hoofed away by Senegal. There's a few tired bodies out here now on both sides. Well, that looked to be a foul, didn't it? And play continued. And ultimately the save was made, but batted away into a dangerous area. So just getting a tiny little piece of the football there, Kamara, in that last-ditch challenge. The upside for Senegal is that they have at least stemmed the flow of goals since the brace of goals from Roselord Borgella. 2 goals in 2 minutes around the 64-minute mark. Senegal at least have tightened things up and just kept that scoreline respectable. Cry of anguish. So hands go up to the face here. Anta Dembele. May well be the football that's cannoned off a ricochet and up into the jaw of the Senegalese fullback. Well, it's an elbow, so just some contact there. A stray elbow, no intent, but just in coming through and going for the ball. That could sting. The corner is given. And right to the dying stages, Senegal protest and fight their cause. They've not been happy with the officiating, but for the most part, they've had very little to complain about. It's been their own frustrations getting the better of them at times. This corner's been taken very quickly and almost catching Tening Sene out, but the keeper able to catch comfortably. Well, the final few seconds of regulation time, there will be a little overtime for the players here. There's a number of injury breaks and stoppages in play. We've had numerous bookings. We have 11 minutes, a minimum of 11 minutes of added time. For Haiti, it may well be just 11 minutes of self-preservation. Stay away from any flashpoints, stay out of trouble, and just navigate your way safely through to the end of this match. For Senegal, 11 minutes to try and salvage something in what will surely be a losing performance. With 11 minutes to play, it's an opportunity for Nicolas Delapine to make another change, and Diana Pierre-Louis, the 19-year-olds, will play the bulk of those 11 minutes. Replacing Shirley Judy, who looks a little the worse for wear, possibly just general weariness rather than a specific injury. Offside flag was up, just out of shot anyway, so would not have counted had anything developed from that play down the left wing side. She certainly brought some energy though, has Injai. First cap back in 2018, the 28-year-old now plays with Bourges in France. It's a fairly agricultural challenge from Benetta Sec. And that is the sort of challenge that will concern Haiti, but Chile watching on. I'm sure they've banished that result against Argentina from their minds, an international friendly last night, but it's this team and this opponent that they will next turn their attention to, unless there is the most miraculous of turnarounds in the last 7 minutes or so. On Wednesday at 2 o'clock local time here in Auckland, it will be Haiti against Chile. And the winner wins perhaps the greatest prize in football, a place at the World Cup finals. Joseph's been good. She's played certainly above her size, above her weight. She is listed officially as not being 5 foot tall, but she plays in a much heavier division than that, if you like. It's been very sound at the back for Haiti. They've had impact from the bench. They've shown a depth of talents and ability through the squad to make an impact on the game. And perhaps asking a few questions of their coach as to that final selection. Diana Pierre-Louis is one of those second half substitutes, and just feeling the effects of a challenge, and a little chat for Kumba Mboji. Good interception, wasn't it? A good reading of the game there from the player that we were just highlighting, Tabitha Joseph. Borgi, clumsy foul. Just releases any pressure that might have been building. The game really losing all shape now, as these two teams know that to all intents and purposes the result is decided. Good strong challenge. Senegal have not given up the contest though. Their heads might be down, but if they're asked to make a challenge, if they're asked to make a run, if they're asked to get involved, they on most occasions are answering in the affirmative. Hello Saints has looked at a real spark plug off the bench for Haiti. Problem is she often outruns her support, so this late in the match drives that one across, and comfortable save for Sene. And she has had some uncomfortable moments in this match. Rosalind Hello Saints, 23, turns 24 on the 20th of February. So she gets to celebrate a birthday in between these two matches at the FIFA playoff tournament. She may not be allowed to overindulge perhaps in the birthday cake part of the celebration, given they're right in the middle of a vital World Cup playoff tournament. But celebrate, I'm sure they will. Has not been able to string consecutive passes together, Senegal, to build any consistent level of pressure on Haiti. They are tempted often to play a very direct brand of football, perhaps led by the physical abilities that their team possesses. They are a strong, powerful side, but will just develop, I'm sure, over time. Other strings to their bow. Nicolas Delapine now just urging his team on through this final couple of minutes. Louis, well protected on that occasion, though, was tending Sene. Louis really had to fight her way through 3 or 4 Senegalese players just to try and get on the end of that cross. This is a little more like it from Senegal, albeit the passes being accrued just in and around the halfway line. It's that transition through midfield and into the attacking third that's proved challenging for them. Into the final 60 seconds here at North Harbour Stadium. Mbodji, can she get a shot on goal? Late chance for Senegal to get on the scoreboard, blocked though. And they have an attacking throw. No, they don't. It's taken a deflection. Well, the referee, in fact, is overruled. So the assistant pointed in one direction. The referee has overruled, hence the confusion here. The throw is with Senegal. Dembele does not have too many options. She steps back and winds up for the long throw. And a corner, but there is no time to take the corner. The 90 minutes plus added time comes to a conclusion, and so too the tournament for Senegal. Haiti, for their fans, their tournament continues.
Tendu, première mi-temps, but, ensuite 3 autres. Scénario idéal, c'est ce que vous aviez prévu?
Non, on n'avait pas prévu ça forcément, parce que l'équipe sénégale est une équipe très valeureuse, qui défend ses chances vraiment très intensément. Donc voilà, on avait espéré marquer en première mi-temps et c'est vrai qu'après on savait que le match avait changé puisque à 1-0 ils étaient obligés un petit peu de venir et d'attaquer et on avait les espaces et surtout la qualité de nos attaquantes qui fait que quand on nous donne un petit peu d'espace, on sait quoi en faire et ça a donné ce score un petit peu large mais voilà, on reste concentré parce qu'on sait qu'on n'est pas venu pour un seul match.
Exactement, donc maintenant priorité à la récupération et j'imagine qu'on n'a pas vraiment le temps de savourer directement, vous êtes sur le Chili.
Voilà, c'est ça, je crois on était déjà un petit peu mais on n'osait pas y être franchement. Là on est franchement sur le Chili, on ne se donne pas une minute de répit, on ne se donne pas une nuit de répit parce que c'est une Coupe du Monde. Et une Coupe du Monde pour les joueuses, pour le staff, c'est quelque chose d'extraordinaire dans une vie. Donc on a envie d'y être.
Merci et à mercredi. Okay, because I speak English in case. You're the player of the match. You scored 2 goals. Is that like the best scenario to place Chile in the next game?
Il dit que c'est joueuse du match, ça va passer ça et le prochain match.
Bon, beaucoup fier de tête moi parce que nous n'avons pas joué un bon match malgré qu'on arrive nous gagner, mais c'est pas parce que nous gagnons qui fait que nous jouons un bon match. Je pense que le deuxième match qui va venir, c'est l'équipe plus importante parce que c'est là pour nous aller chercher qualification, pour nous aller dans la Coupe du Monde.
Thank you.
Bonjour coach, vous venez de jouer contre le Haïti. Est-ce que vous pouvez revenir sur le match dans l'ensemble?
Oui, on a bien préparé ce tournoi. Depuis quelques mois, on est en regroupement.